Hello, TJ Bellotti here again. All right, welcome back. What I wanted to discuss a little bit was some of the professional services you'll end up using as a small business owner. A friend of mine is starting a small business, and he actually had it on the side for a while as a cottage industry while he was working his job. Now he is starting the business full time. He had a couple questions about professional services, who he needs to talk to, where he should spend his money, etc., etc. So there's 4 professional services you'll need to speak to at some point. One is the simplest. That's a banker. I'm guessing you already go to the bank now. So what I do is I've built a friendship with the bank manager, and I don't need them for loans. I don't go there for or credit or anything else like that. But there have been a couple times when I was rushing to the bank at 3:58 in the afternoon and I hit a red light. I'd call the bank and I'd say, "Laura, I'm almost there. I'm at the red light right down the street. Is there any chance I can make my deposit today?" And she's always been able to help me with little things like that. Or if the bank has a change in fees, she'll call me and give me a heads up and say, "Hey, we might want to change your account to this type or another type." Or if I have a question about some of the accounting that I thought I had correct and I had it incorrect, I'd be able to call her and discuss it with her. So it's more of a friendship, a relationship, but it's not really somebody that I personally have ever had to consult on things like loans and whatnot. But who knows, someday you might. So get to know the person at the bank that you're working with that is able to help you in that manner. Second person is an insurance broker. You're going to want insurance at some point. I'm not going to tell you when. It took me a couple years to actually get insurance, but I was single at the time. I wasn't worried about an employee getting injured because I didn't have any employees. I was very careful not to break any of my clients' stuff, but whenever I did, I had to replace it. So you're going to want an insurance broker. There's multiple insurances you'll have to look at throughout your career as a business owner. It might be something as simple as a liability policy that costs you $200 a year, and that's all you'll ever need from an insurance broker. But if you get into employees, you're going to have to worry about workers' compensation, and don't let this stuff scare you. It's not as overpowering as it sounds. It's not as frightening as it sounds. It really is a fairly simple process, but there's still things that you need to worry about. You might want a surety bond. So if you have employees in somebody's home or in their cars or whatnot, if anything gets stolen, you're covered. There's liability insurance, obviously, and there's other insurances down the road that you may be interested in. So an insurance broker is a good person to have as a consultant. Insurance brokers, thankfully, don't get paid for their consultation. They get paid as commission on the policies you buy for them. So you could walk into an insurance agent, possibly someone you use for your car insurance now, or if you're a referral from a friend or a coworker, and that you could have a consultation with them without worrying about paying for time. The next one is an accountant. Accountants are very helpful in the original setup structure of your business. Should you be a partnership, or a sole proprietorship if you're by yourself? Should you be a sub-S corporation, an LLC? What structure should you set up so that you protect yourself, protect your family, and that best fits the needs of your type of business, and from both a legal aspect as far as limited liability, and you can discuss that with a lawyer and an accountant, because I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not giving legal advice, so don't say that I am. And it'll also be able to help you as far as taxes go. So which structure is best for you for tax purposes? Now remember, an accountant wants you to go into business, and they want you to get big enough that you have 10 employees so that they're doing your payroll for you. So they're not just looking at you as a 1-hour bill. They're looking at you to grow down the road so that they can grow with you and then bill you more as they have to give you more services. So building a relationship with an accountant from the very beginning is a great idea. We made an error early on. We had the wrong accountant, and it ended up costing us a few dollars. From then, we got to the Correct Accountant, who we started working with probably 15 years ago, and they are phenomenal. They do everything from our payroll to our taxes to answer every dumb question I could ever come up with. So an accountant is a great person to start to build a relationship now when you don't need them too much, so that you're not paying them too much. The final person is a lawyer. Now, everybody hears lawyer and they start to freak out a little bit. They think the only time I've ever heard of someone needing lawyers when they're in trouble, or I saw this TV show with the lawyers and they're expensive and they're snotty and whatever else you hear about attorneys. Attorneys are also a great person to build a relationship when you're small. You want to talk to them about what type of business I'm going to be in, where I'm going to be working, my worries about taxes, about liability. If I'm out working on a job and somebody gets hurt, can they sue me personally and take my house? An attorney will answer you that question for you. And if your business is set up correctly, nope, they can't touch your house. So you're going to want to speak to an attorney earlier than later, because you don't want to get yourself in a jackpot. Now, just because you go sit down with an attorney, just like the accountant, it's not going to cost you $1,000. If you call an attorney that you have gotten a referral from someone else, someone that you know, and they say, hey, I know a good attorney, call him or her. Tell them what your interest is. Tell them, I'm setting up a small business. I just want to have a consultation to find out what I need to do. They'll talk to you probably for free. And then they're going to tell you, all right, you need to do A, B, and C. I can do A and C for you. It'll cost you $300, but you'll be completely covered. Pay the $300. Work on the side. Sell an old baseball card you might have that is worth $300 and pay the lawyer to set up your business. It is best to do it at the beginning to protect yourself, protect your family, and protect your business going forward. Yes, you could start doing things kind of part way now, and then another 6, 8 months, 12 months down the road, back up and fix it. But sometimes that actually gets a little bit more expensive. So it is best to speak to these folks. Again, banker, insurance broker, accountant, and lawyer. Give them a call. Ask them what you need to ask them so you're set up right at the beginning. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll be glad to get back to you. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.